Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PlayVS Spring League of Legends season. This is week 5 of the regular season. Today, Lake Stevens High School is playing against Mercer Island High School, another fellow Washington school. Yes, we are ready to go, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I am really glad that this worked out. I was worried that it wasn't. They were talking about maybe having to play one person down. Oh, my volume is a little bit loud. Okay, let's take a look. We are in picks and bans. Mercer Island is on the blue side, so they're going to get the first ban. They ban out Singed. I almost said Scion, but it's not Scion, it's Singed, which is an attempt to counter OSU Legendary, aka Donk, who does like to play Singed occasionally in the top lane. Lake Stevens responds with a Malphite ban. I know that... Interesting Yone band. I know that they do have a person who plays Malphite, so that makes sense for that ban there. Lake Stevens' second ban is Yasuo. The Yone ban is interesting. We don't really have any players that play Yone, so that might just be a personal preference ban. And then Mercer Island is also going to ban Yuumi, who occasionally Game and Printa likes to play likes to play as the support. Final ban for Lake Stevens is Zeri, that makes sense. And Free Fish Stick grabs Yorick, which is probably a little bit of a bummer for OSU Legendary because he also likes to play Yorick. But I know that his picks have not really been prioritized right now, so he has a couple choices. He picks Riven. I also would not have been surprised to have seen a Darius pick there, but Wolf grabs Warwick, a pretty common pick for Frostwolf to play in the jungle. And now it moves over to Mercer Island's second pick. Probably going to have a Volibear in the jungle, by the looks of it. Hovering Volibear. There's the Volibear jungle, and now Nate is a big boy. Is going to be choosing the third pick for Mercer Island. So far, the picks and bans are a little bit different than normal. Most of our opponents are not really picking champs to... I feel like most of our opponents do a better job of banning out champs against us. Singed is really the only champ that I feel like our squad is maybe a little bit bummed not to be able to control, but Donk has got so many characters that he can control that isn't really that big of a deal. We don't have any Yone, and Yuumi is just one of several supports that Game and Printa likes to play. So yeah, for example, Macho Waffles gets to pick Cassiopeia, who frequently gets banned against us. Frostwolf gets to play Warwick, who frequently is banned or picked before we get the chance. So far, Lake Stevens, I think, probably pretty happy with the picks and bans process. They use their fourth ban to get the banana thrower, Soraka, out of the picture. Mercer Island now is going to throw in one of their bans, their fourth ban. There's the Nautilus ban. That is another ban on Game and Printa as the support. But once again, if Lake Stevens had to lose supports, Nautilus and Yuumi are fine. I'm really surprised to see these as the picks, rather as the bans. That one makes sense. Poor Game and Printa. This is certainly his preferred support, is Pyke. So the 3 supports taken out of the way there. Wilson Twint is going to grab Lux. That is a smart play for Lake Stevens. Game and Printa, what we're going to see here is Wilson Twint is going to hand off Lux to Game and Printa for support. But not only that, they are going to prevent Mercer Island from wielding Lux, who we know that they like to use. Their support frequently uses Lux, so a smart pick for Lake Stevens. Mercer Island locks in the ADC, and now they have to decide which support they're going to go with. Hovering the newest League of Legends champion, Renata Glask. And now Game Imprinta has to pick an ADC for Wilson Twint, who has so many choices. Normally, Wilson Twint has a bunch of his ADC choices taken away from him, but really the only one that he would want, he's not going to get his hands on, is Vayne. But he's got several he likes to play, such as Caitlyn or Jhin. So pretty happy with how this roster lined up for Lake Stevens. Okay, here we go. We are actually slightly behind, so I'm going to speed up really quickly. Looks like Lake Stevens moved here into this bush right off the bat. Maybe looking for a quick pick. Okay, they were sniffed out. I'm going to zoom forward, hopefully catch up to even. I'm actually going to go here to this screen. I am playing this, okay, good, we're caught up all the way now. We are now caught all the way up with where we left off, so this is now the action. Some brawling going down here at the top lane. OSU Legendary getting a nice quick poke on Free Fish Stick, who's playing, what's his name, Yorick in the top lane. By the way, for Mercer Island, we've got Free Fish Stick in the top lane, Ocean, Volibear in the jungle. Nate is a big boy playing Katarina in the mid lane. Rokotu and Rokotuo are the bottom lane duo with Vayne and Renata Glask. I don't know anything about Renata Glask, so I'm not going to pretend like I have any expertise there. Oops, sorry, you guys. My camera's misbehaving just a little bit. OSU unfortunately takes a turret shot there. Everything is pretty even right now. Gold is even. Nobody's got any quick kills. It's probably going to come down to, that early advantage is going to come down to whichever jungle makes the smarter play. All those little guys jumping in on OSU Legendary. Wilson Twint, a.k.a. Yankee. Or Yankees. Nice little poke there. Double poke from the Lake Stevens duo bottom lane. Looks like they may have seen Wolf prowling around in that top river. Nate is a big boy pushing it under that tower. Wolf looking for maybe a gank in the mid lane. No, he's just coming in to support a little bit. Letting himself be known. Frostwolf. Oh no, gets poked by that Volibear, asking for the Cassiopeia help, but Katarina is there, and it looks like they are going to grab that bottom crab. They gave Volibear the time and space he needed. There are now 3 players heading into that bottom lane. Like, Stevens needs to be careful here because Volibear is going to be moving in for the gank, and Wolf is nowhere near, although they are probably going to get the kill here. No, they are not. Wilson Twint might go down. He heals. No way. And here's Wolf. Wolf is here to help. He's diving in. He's going over. Now they're going in on Ocean. Frostwolf has to be careful. Double kill for Lake Stevens. Can they get the third one? They traded 2 for 1, but they have to be really careful down there. Man, both of those kills went to our jungle, and their 1 kill went to their jungle. That was an interesting encounter. Lake Stevens barely edging out a lead in that encounter at the bottom. A nice response from Wolf in the bottom. Meanwhile, Game and Printa doing some nice support poke down there on the bottom. OSU Legendary Donk doing some nice, not flash damage. What am I trying to say? Burst damage. Nate is a big boy. He's at about 40% health here. Looks like Cassiopeia might be looking for a gank top lane, but decides not to. He just went to get the crab. That makes sense. Nate is a big boy. He's level 6, so Matcha Waffles has to be careful here. If he could get a mid-fight level, though, that might be pretty big for him. Oh, that's big. That's big. Flashes in, gets the kill, moves back. A nice engage by Matcha Waffles. Patiently hunting that mid lane there. Gets the kill. Uses the flash. Also looks like he used the ignite. Probably a good call to use. He was not guaranteed that kill there. Alright, the Mercer Island jungle is now taking the first dragon. I don't think Lake Stevens knows about this. He does get the dragon. Lake Stevens knows now. He almost got killed for it, but he was able to get out. Fish Stick is level 6 now. Macho Waffles is also... He's level 7 now, actually. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Volibear was there to secure. Lake Stevens is up 1 kill and about 1,000 gold right now. It's pretty close between these two squads. Donk going in on free Fish Stick. Wolf is there. Wolf gets the kill. Very nice. A bunch of damage on Rakotu, but Wilson Twint might go down here. He does go down. These teams are really evenly matched right now. Lake Stevens probably right now is kind of having some flashbacks to last week. Oh my gosh, Game and Printa almost gets the ignite. Smart play by Game and Printa. He pulls back. Wolf here on Katarina doing a bunch of damage. Uses an ult. They know Volibear is there. They are able to take that ward out of the bush. But yeah, like I was saying, Lake Stevens now probably having some flashbacks to last week. Last week, oh no, no. Oh, that sucks. All right, Lake Stevens responding down here into that bottom lane. Wolf is looking for Renata Glask. This is not good, though. He is in trouble. Yep. Not a great engage, unfortunately. Double kill for Volibear, and Mercer Island flushes things in their favor. Gets the kill under the turret. Lake Stevens, last week, the difference maker for them was playing smart. There were points in the game last week where Lake Stevens was behind against definitely a bigger and stronger opponent, and some smart play made the difference. I think Lake Stevens is by no means out of the game at this point, but now is the time to start having those discussions about smart, maybe a little bit more defensive, maybe a little bit more conservative play. I feel like most of the lanes, Lake Stevens has a pretty strong footing. Donk versus Free Fish Stick seems to be pretty even. Donk does fine when he bursts in there. Macho Waffles versus Nate is a big boy. He's had a couple good engages there, although it's engages like this where he's caught out in the open that are the difference maker, unfortunately. Macho Waffles is able to do a fair amount of damage. Wolf is there, dives in, but it's 3 versus 1, and Volibear is doing so much damage right now. Yeah. Lake Stevens just needs to play careful here. Couple too many unsafe dives right now for the Vikings. Wilson Twint is going to get a plate down here. A little bit of free farm on this bottom tower. Donk moves into the mid lane. Facing. There's a flash. Gets some help. It's 3 versus 1. Volibear. Volibear is just everywhere at once. Another unfortunate dive for Lake Stevens, and Mercer Island is running away with this one. 5 kills up. Pretty even on most other fronts. Just need to pick those engages a little bit better overall. Almost gets snagged by Renata Glosk there. Lux with some really great poke in that bottom lane. Katarina is moving up to the top lane. Wolf knows he's there. Donk pulls back. Volibear also moving up to this top lane. Looks like Wolf is sitting in the bushes here, keeping an eye on things. Interesting. Volibear grabs a turbo chem tank. I thought that they might go for the Rift Herald there, but I think they chose not to, just knowing there were a couple Lake Stevens players in the vicinity. Things have slowed down a little bit. Lake Stevens probably playing things a little bit more careful now. Some nice big burst by Macho Waffles. Lake Stevens gets under the tower. Volibear goes in here. A root under the tower. There's one kill. Rokotoa might go down for a second kill. Almost gets the ult. Almost gets a double kill here. The camera takes up to the top lane. I want to watch this bottom lane. Rakotu is going to get away here by the looks of it, and Volibear goes in. Some smart play by Game and Printa. Oh, a great save by Ocean. Saves his support in the bottom lane, but Lake Stevens, I think maybe Mercer Island got a little bit too bold there under that tower. Wolf maybe looking for a pick in this mid lane. Rolls right on through. Mercer Island is looking at the second dragon right now. Wolf is in the area, though. This is not good for Wolf. He is able to get out somehow, but he's being chased pretty hard right now. 3 Mercer Island players are in the area. Lake Stevens is going to respond here, but so is Vayne. We're going to have a fight for this dragon by the looks of it. Rakotu is going to get a pick on Wilson Twint. Game and Printa taken down. Mercer Island now looking at their second dragon. Six kills up, 3K gold up. Welcome, Arrow Mamajin. Good to see you. Unfortunately, Macho Waffles taken out in the jungle there. There is just so much heavy-hitting damage from Volibear right now. Ocean hits real hard, and Mercer Island is doing a good job of sticking together at this point. Hex gates are now up, so there's a little bit more extra mobility on this map because of the dragons. Another plate falls for Lake Stevens. There's a kill. No way he survived. I cannot believe Renata Glask's survivability down here in this bottom lane. Meanwhile, the top matchup remains pretty even. Let's take a look at our creep score here. Top lane is about the same, 117 to 107. Jungle is pretty similar, only 9 creep score between it, 9 between the mid lane. Lake Stevens is actually slightly out farming in the bottom lane. So this game is not too far out of reach at this point by any means. The 8 kill difference is a bit of a bummer, but a couple good picks like this might make the difference. Wolf gets another kill and no one there to help him out. Game and Printa making the smart call here. Volibear lurking in this bush, just playing a little bit safer. Rift Herald looks like I missed this. Rift Herald was taken out, and Lake Stevens throws it onto that top tower. They may actually take the first tower here. In fact, they even get the first tower before the Rift Herald goes down. That's pretty big. Wilson Twint unfortunately going to get killed, but Game & Printa finally gets his ult kill. Trying his best to dodge around this Volibear. Not much he can do, unfortunately. Does get a stun, but he's stunned himself. Lake Stevens down 8 kills, only 3k gold, making the most of a tough situation right now. Mercer Island has 2 dragons, but Lake Stevens got a tower and a Rift Herald that they used to take down that tower. Fishstick's slightly out farming Donk in that top lane, but not by much. Both of the jungles are pretty even at this point. Katarina has got a nice kill lead over Matcha Waffles. Bunch of Lake Stevens players kind of cluttered in the bottom half of the map here. Would be interested to see if they can make something of this. Looks like Wolf and Matcha Waffles are returning to the mid lane. Wolf is in the area. He's going to get picked up by this ward here. They know he's there. Jumps onto that Renata Glass. Game & Printa does miss the stun, unfortunately. There's no Volibear in the area, so Lake Stevens might be able to make something out of this. There's a nice ult, but Frostwolf is probably going to go down for this. Gets a shield, gets a kill. No way, Frostwolf gets a second kill. That was really big. Frostwolf is going to go down to Katarina here, though. Not enough lifesteal. That whole bottom lane is wiped out. Donk is going to try to escape here. I don't think it's going to be enough. He flashes over the wall. Double flash is spent onto him. Can he get to the Hex Gate? He channels. It's not going to be enough. He is not able to escape. That was almost an ace for Lake Stevens. Matcha Waffles continues to grind down that mid lane. Lake Stevens is now down 10 kills, but still only 4k gold, keeping that gap as minor as they can. Kills are, of course, a big thing in this game, but arguably one of the more important stats is gold. Gold per minute. How much gold means how many items. How many items means how powerful you can be. And Lake Stevens is doing their best to keep that gap small, despite the fact that statistically, when it comes to the kills, they are lagging behind here. Some big hits here. They're going to take out that top tower for Lake Stevens, now even in towers. Looks like Mercer Island is pinging that dragon. They probably want another dragon. They're going to clear out some wards to make sure that they can do so uninterrupted. Donk is going in on Fishstick. Wolf is in the vicinity. They might get a free kill on Donk, but they're probably going to get a dragon for it as well. Yep, clearing out that dragon down there. There goes Fishstick. He is killed. They get their third dragon, and the dragon buff belongs to Mercer Island. Game & Printa, unfortunately, just a little bit squishy right now. Matcha Waffles rolls into the bottom lane to help out because they know they're coming. They know they're coming. They know 3 of them are in that tri-bush. Alright, looks like Wolf is grabbing another Rift Herald with some help from Donk. A very smart play for Lake Stevens. Rakatuo taking some tower shots. If they can throw this Rift Herald down that top lane, they might be knocking on the door of the inhibitor pretty soon here. Rakotu takes a handful of damage, but they are able to take that turret down. Looks like Frostwolf might be dropping the Rift Herald in the mid lane. Yes, he is. Yep, Katarina, big damage there. But Lake Stevens does take the tower. They lose 2. And they get a second shot onto the tower. Game and Printa doing a decent job of keeping his distance when he can. But it's pretty challenging to do with this Renata Glask. Nice, lands the stun. There's the ult. Almost a kill, not enough. He's really trying. He's doing what he can. Cassiopeia grabs an Archangel Staff, a little bit more AP. Matcha Waffles is doing a nice bit of chunky damage right now. The Baron is now live. We've hit 20 minutes. Donk knows he's there. He's caught out in the open again. It looks like Volibear might try to respond here. Donk locked in. Here comes Mercer Island. They're coming to respond. There's the stun on Volibear. It's not going to be enough. Rockatuo comes slamming in. Lake Stevens pulls out of that. They lose one. They're going to retreat back to the tower. Hopefully that's enough. Looks like 4 of them are going for the Baron Nashor right now. Lake Stevens knows they're getting that Baron Nashor. They're probably just going to let it happen. And try to just batten down the hatches. There goes the Baron to Mercer Island. They are up 12 kills right now. They're up 6k gold. Lake Stevens slowly slipping. Nate is a big boy. A big ult there, but a bunch of lifesteal for Frostwolf. It doesn't matter, and Volibear was in the vicinity. Matcha Waffles now being chased through the jungle. He doesn't know Renata Glask is coming in. Hopefully he gets out of there in time. Lake Stevens now has to do what they did last week. They have to find a way to hold on. That Baron buff, for those of you guys who didn't know, that big monster that Mercer Island killed up here a little bit earlier, right here, gives them a large, powerful buff. You can see it is kind of a purple tendril thing underneath them. And it makes them hit harder. It makes them harder to kill. And it also kind of buffs all the little minions, so you can see that they all have a little bit of a purple thing glowing off of them as well. So when the enemy team has the Baron buff, you are at a disadvantage. So the fact that Lake Stevens was just able to take down 2 Mercer Island players while they had the Baron buff is a big deal, because you don't respawn with the Baron buff. That's 2 players now that they are not going to have to deal with. And so Mercer Island is not going to be able to make this as big of a push as they possibly could have. That said, 3 of them are now coming down this mid lane. And Ocean, the one who's hitting so hard right now, is one of those guys who does still have the buff. Doing so much damage, but he is caught under that tower. He's probably going to go down to the tower. He does. Fish Stick's also taking a bunch of damage to the tower. Donk barely staying alive. Probably going to go down here. Fish Sticks might get killed by the tower. There's the ace. Lake Stevens, everyone was wiped out. They did take down a couple with them. Looks like only one, actually. Yorick was able to escape into the jungle. And that is the power of the Baron buff right there. Mercer Island now knocking on the doors. They take 1 turret down. Katarina has hit a point where her flashing and ulting is doing so much damage. And Game and Printa is at a point where he's a little squishy. He's level 11. He's taken some big hits from some of those harder hitting champs. Wilson Twint hasn't really had the chance to build up the items that he needs to be doing the big damage. None of that really matters because Ocean, as Volibear for the jungle, is just hitting so hard. All of those engagements, he is nice and tanky, soaking up a lot of damage while dealing a lot of engage damage himself. Mercer Island is going to grab their 4th dragon, increasing the gold lead to about 8,000. Wilson Twint caught out in the jungle, doesn't have a way to escape. Game and Printa probably going to go down here as well. So many fast characters coming in for Mercer Island. They're collapsing in on Wolf and Macho Waffles now. Wolf trying to escape back to the Nexus. He's going to get taken out. Donk is the only one alive. He's going to have to run over here to this tower. It's probably not going to be enough. He's got the whole team on him, and that is a 2nd ace. Lake Stevens now has all 5 of them. Knocking on the door, taking out those Nexus turrets, and that is going to be game 1. Nexus goes down, and we are going to move on to game number 2. All right, we are moving into game number 2. Remember, you guys, they were 3 minutes ahead of us. So their game actually ended 3 minutes ago. So they've been waiting for us for 3 minutes. So we're going to jump right into the second game, not waste any more time. Interested to see that this time, instead of picking Yorick, they ban Yorick. Just kind of goes to show that they likely picked Yorick as their first pick in an attempt to ban it off of Donk anyway. But Lake Stevens stays with their same first two bans. Yasuo and Malphite are going down. Yasuo, an incredibly powerful champion if in the correct hands. Would not be surprised to see a ban on Volibear, perhaps. Volibear was just hitting really hard that game, and obviously in the hands of Ocean knew what he was doing. But instead, they stick with their same first three bans. I think they're content. Like I said during the first game, they probably just know that these are champions that they are familiar with from their league profiles, and they stay with their same three bans. Yone is the third Mercer Island ban. Not too bummed about that ban. This time, Lake Stevens looks to secure their support first. Hovering over Pike, likely going to be handing that off to Game Imprint and not allowing Mercer Island to ban it out this time. We will see. Instead, they grab Nautilus, who they will be handing off to Game Imprint in the bottom lane. And it looks like this time Mercer Island, hovering over Blitzcrank, another powerful support. They grab the Blitzcrank support, so they both lock in their supports first this time. Second pick for Mercer Island is the Volibear. Lake Stevens did not respond to take the Volibear off the menu, so it remains on the menu. Lake Stevens is going to need to find a way to play around that powerful initiator, that strong tank. But you'll notice, oh yeah, heck yeah. We got a Jhin pick. So we got a Nautilus Jhin in the bottom lane for Lake Stevens. Already very happy about this personally. Although I like Lux, Lux is a squishy champion, and Lux doesn't really have the tankiness that team needed, unfortunately. Most of the tankiness that their squad... Oh! It's like they can hear me. Most of the tankiness that they had last game came from Volibear. Volibear was up front brawling, taking so much damage, and Lake Stevens, apart from Warwick kind of, and Riven kind of, didn't really have that meat shield up front. But now you have Nautilus support who'll be engaging up front, and you have Shen. Mercer Island grabs Silas as their third champion. Probably, you know what? I think that Lake Stevens is changing up what they're doing. I think Macho Waffles is going to play top, and Donk is going to play mid. This is what they did a couple weeks ago when they picked Shen. Macho Waffles went top. Oh, this could be interesting. Kind of shaking things up, doing what they can to keep Mercer Island on their toes. I like that. Mercer Island does ban Warwick. Lake Stevens now has their fourth ban.
Impure fool.
They take Vayne off. Mercer Island gets to pick their fifth Bane. They've taken both of Donk's tops, his main tops, out of the way. And they take Ahri off. I don't think anyone really cares about that. Maybe Donk? I don't know. I don't know what Donk likes to play in the mid lane, if that's what's going on. Okay, the final ban for Lake Stevens. They take another ADS off, and now Mercer Island looks like they're probably going to be picking... I wonder if Fishsticks is going to play top. Maybe they haven't picked their support. Maybe they're mixing it up too. I don't know. Or maybe they aren't mixing it up. Okay, there's an Ez pick, probably for the bottom lane. Hi.
Hey.
Lake Stevens now hovering over Akshan. Who's the pick going to be? Who's the pick? Are we picking an ADC, or is Akshan the ADC? I don't know how Akshan works. Okay, there is the jungle. So Pantheon jungle, Jhin ADC, Nautilus support, Shen top, Akshan mid. Not sure. We'll see. Mercer Island now going to be locking in their 5th. I believe they need their support unless Blitzcrank is playing support. Okay, hovering Mordekaiser. Yeah, they lock in Mordekaiser. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into Game 2 of Lake Stevens versus Mercer Island. This time it looks like Mercer Island pinging that bottom tri-bush might be trying to invade here. Lake Stevens running to those defensive positions. Hopefully Nautilus gets in position in time to see them setting up. He does. He better pull back. Better pull back. Game and Printer, what are you doing, man? No! He's snagged. Gonna get killed here. Game and Printa not paying attention for just a second. Gets invaded in that bottom lane. That sucks. Oh, just a little slip like that. The first kill goes to Mercer Island. They're up 1-0. 0.5k gold. And it looks like Volibear gets the kill, which is not great for Lake Stevens. Off to a little bit of a slow start here. Macho Waffles is able to do some nice early poke damage at level 2. Getting churned down by that Mordekaiser aura. Wilson Twint with some nice Jin poke. Ezreal's going to have his own fair share of poke coming pretty soon here. Donk getting hit pretty hard right now by Nate is a big boy. They both disengage. Donk's struggling to make those connections with that boomerang in the mid lane, unfortunately. Meanwhile, getting poked pretty well by that Sylas. Yep. Mordekaiser is definitely a bully. Volibear sitting in and lurking in that top bush. Donk needs to be careful here. If he comes out a little bit too far, he's on the wrong side of the lane too. Nate is a big boy, goes in, dives onto the tower. Oh my gosh, Donk gets a kill and Volibear is not able to secure. That was lucky, smart play also. Lucky and smart play by Donk in the mid lane. Gets a lucky pick on a really overconfident. Uh-oh. That's not good. Game and Printa goes in, doing his job, playing it well. Good engage by Blitzcrank. That hook is very strong. Frostwolf coming in on this top lane. Fishsticks is a little bit too far forward. He is not level 6, so he's not able to use his ult to get out of here. And Macho Waffles gets the kill in the bottom lane. A big hook. Volibear is going to be able to snag that one. Wilson Twint does not get away, unfortunately. Game Imprinta takes out Volibear with the turret. Lake Stevens suddenly has a slight lead over Mercer Island. And Donk is lurking in this bottom lane, maybe trying to find... Yep, there it is. Gonna get Ocean here by the looks of it. Ocean, who is now playing support in the bottom lane. Game Imprinta's in trouble. Donk moves in. Chases Rakuto back to his turret. Almost takes him out. Silas is trying to recover. Or trying to cover, I should say. Lake Stevens is now up half 1,500 gold. 2 kills. And Lake Stevens has found a very slight edge over Mercer Island. They need to keep this up going forward. Donk, unfortunately, swings not quite where he wanted to go. Wolf has been located in the jungle. Volibear is in the vicinity. Wolf coming in now. Dive, stuns. I don't think it's going to be enough for a kill. They do get the kill. Donk goes down as well, though. Frostwolf barely staying outside of Volibear's range. He has the turret, gets a nice stun there. Lake Stevens continues to play just a little bit sharper than Mercer Island. Not a ton, just a little bit right now. Macho Waffles definitely kind of having his work cut out for him against Mordekaiser, but he is not losing kills. In fact, he's up a kill right now, so even though he's kind of being pushed under his turret, might not be able to farm as much as he wants, he's playing his part right now. Sometimes getting bullied around is your part. In fact, as Shen in the top lane, sometimes that's just your lot in life. Very rarely is Shen the one who's just landing early kills. You can't just hook and slam people like Mordekaiser can. Not a lot of a gold difference between these guys. The squads are actually pretty even right now. Akshan is moving up into the top lane. He's probably going to get spotted by that ward, I believe. Yes, he is. I don't think he saw Donk coming. Donk is going to get this kill here, and Macho Waffles gets the assist. Donk mid is playing really strong right now. He's got 3 kills. No, he's 2-1-2. Oh, almost a hook on Wilson Twint. That would have been pretty scary, especially because Volibear was moving into the area. Game Imprinta does land a hit. They might get Ezreal. He is ignited. I don't know if that's going to be enough for a kill. It's not. He almost gets the kill. Volibear is moving into position. He is spotted out by that ward. They know Wolf is there. Yep. They know he's been spotted. He knows he's been spotted. Volibear's going back. He's going back. Ezreal's already back. Lake Stevens forces 3 Mercer Island players to go back. No dragons have been taken yet. Interested to see a nice land there. Lake Stevens might get the kill. Oh, that turret blocked it. I didn't know that would. I didn't know that's how that worked. That was a pretty smart play for Silas. He survives, is able to get back. Looking at Macho Waffles now, I'm beginning to wonder if his strategy is to let Mordekaiser push up until his jungle can come gank him. That seems to be a working strategy right now. An ult goes in onto Frostwolf, who might die to this dragon because of it. He has to retreat. We got the dragon, just barely. He's probably going to lose his life for it, though. Yes, he does go down. Macho Waffles did try to get in. I don't think it's going to be enough. He's all by himself up here, unfortunately. He might get where he does get 1 kill. At this point, that's about all you can ask for. Oh my gosh, he gets a double kill before he goes down. Blitzcrank probably going to go down here. There it is. That was a really strong play for Lake Stevens. They got the dragon. They got a handful of kills there. They're up 9-5. Not a lot in the gold department, but they did get a dragon. Free Fish Sticks is getting a couple plates on this top tower. It looks like Mercer Island is thinking about grabbing that Rift Herald. Frostwolf ults in to chase him off of that turret. Let's take a look at the numbers here. You'll see that Shen is definitely getting out-farmed by Mordekaiser right now, but Shen is also involved in a lot more kills. This is not good for Matcha Waffles. He needs to find a way to retreat here. He is able to get in there. That was really lucky for Matcha Waffles. Wolf is in the area. He might get a kill on Fish Stick. Wolf really wants it. He does it. He snipes him with the spear. Now they just need to keep Frostwolf alive. He barely gets out of there. A flash is used. I don't think that's going to be enough. Matcha Waffles, OSU. Wow, really strong play at the bottom. They even get a kill in this bottom lane as well at the same time. And they are now knocking on the gates. Jin trying to snipe this Blitzcrank. Misses all of the shots. Missed all of the shots, unfortunately, but does not change the fact that they take out that ADC and they are now taking out some plates. Lake Stevens playing really strong right now. They are making some smart plays. They made some good comp decisions. Here comes the ult from Ezreal. It does hit Wilson Twin. It's not going to be enough to chase him off. They're going to get a third plate, and then they pull back. Alright, Wilson Twit needs to be careful here now. He does have his support out of the lane. Donk, after a slow start, is playing really well now. He's doing a good job of roving in this mid lane. He wasn't getting a bunch of great 1v1 encounters against Nate as a big boy, but that's not really an issue anymore. He's doing a great job of roving. Matcha Waffles just outside of that slam. Let's take a look at our other champs. You'll see that Jin is slightly out farming Ezreal. Nautilus is out farming Blitzcrank, which isn't always a good thing. Shen being out farmed by Mordekaiser, unfortunately. It's pretty even in the mid lane farm, and the jungle's pretty even as well. Matcha Waffles is in trouble now. The camera decided that they did not want to watch that, though. Matcha Waffles might get Fish Stick if he's lucky here. He's been taunted. Ocean is there to help. He did not get the kill. Very unfortunate. Lake Stevens, they have a couple more players in the area now. Frostwolf probably going to get one here. He misses. Oh, that sucks. All three Lake Stevens players. Actually, Lake Stevens was able to get one. Oh my gosh, Donk is dancing right now. What is going on right now? Chill, Donk. Oh my god, what just happened? Donk is doing numbers in this top lane. That oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, that was close. That was almost a snipe, across map snipe from Ezreal. Lake Stevens is now up 9 kills, 5k gold. I said it for the Lake Stevens squad last game, so I will continue to be fair here. Lake Stevens is not out of the woods right now. 9 kills is really nice. 5k gold is really nice, absolutely. But they just need to continue to make smart plays and smart engagements here if this is going to be something that they can take to the end. Fortunately, I think Lake Stevens has something going for them this game that they didn't really have last game, which is I think they have the superior comp. I think that, and also Donk's Akshan is a thing to behold. I just want to watch it all day long. Lake Stevens is going to grab this dragon. There's no one there to bother them. Wolf in the bottom lane are going to get the second dragon for Lake Stevens. They know Blitzcrank is there. They might be able to snag him. Oh, they don't. Actually, nope. Nope. That turret is still there. They don't have the means to dive in under that turret, and fortunately they make the smart call, and they decide to pull back before Blitzcrank can grab them and pull them in under that tower. Akshan lurking in the bushes over here. Almost snagged by Blitzcrank. Gets ulted by Ezreal. Not that big of a deal. Wilson Twint has to be careful here. He's going in a little bit far. I was going to say that Wolf might be in trouble, but Donk is here to help. He uses his flash. He is in trouble now, but we got some help on the way. Okay, Wilson Twint gets a kill. They are now chasing down. He gets snagged by Blitzcrank. A good pick. Here comes some ult shots from Jhin. Macho Waffles thought about going in on Nate as a big boy. Gets the taunt. Gonna take some turret shots, unfortunately. Chases him back to that turret. Game and Printa keeping some pressure on. Oh, a big heal. Ballsy move by Macho Waffles does not pay off, unfortunately. Ocean almost sniped there. Lake Stevens did not come out. Uh-oh, that's not good. Lake Stevens did not come out ahead in that engagement. Only 7 kills up. Although, it looks like Wolf was able to snag the Rift Herald somewhere along the way, and it's going to knock down this mid-outer turret. Lake Stevens also knocking on the door for this bottom outer turret. There goes the ult right into him. Nothing. Wolf has to be careful here. Volibear is going to have some good engage, and he's all by himself. Being chased into the jungle. Gets a stun. Not going to be enough. 2v1. Fortunately, that was a smart Baron placement, and a smart Rift Herald placement. Lake Stevens also took out the second tower while we were looking at the action over there. Lake Stevens is playing the objective game really well right now. They've got both dragons. They're 2 towers in to the 1 from Mercer Island. They've got 1 Rift Herald on their side. They're up 6 kills. They're up 4k gold, but again, they just need to continue to make some smart plays here. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, Donk is able to get behind some minions to make sure he doesn't get snagged by Blitzcrank. He needs to hold out here. He cannot get grabbed by this Blitzcrank. That would be the worst thing that could happen right now. Macho Waffles caught out in the open against the 2 tankiest Mercer Island players. Yep, there's the kill in the top lane. Like Stevens is now losing some ground. They are 5 kills up. Gonna have an engagement up here in the top. Donk is gonna get this Volibear by the looks of it. Yes, he does. And Mordekaiser does not have his ult anymore, although it doesn't really matter. He does so much damage. Wolf is able to pick up the kill at the end. 2 for 1. Not the worst. Blitzcrank is under that turret. Oh my gosh, Game and Printa was almost able to grab him with the hook. And Ezreal is almost able to finish him off with his ult. Game and Printa playing the support game beautifully right now. A big shot coming down. Second shot, max range. Third shot connects. Oh, the 4th shot didn't do it. He had to use his flash, but Macho Waffles is here to help. Gets the taunt. There's a kill. Nate is a big boy. Probably. Oh, why is my camera going away? Nate is a big boy. Goes down. Shut down. Lake Stevens is up 8 kills. A good engagement in that bottom lane. Only losing Akshan, taking down a couple of those bottom lane players. Looks like Mordekaiser's returning to farm in this top lane. This is where that comp starts to really make a difference. Look at those health bars on Macho Waffles. Look at those health bars on Game and Printa. Especially Macho Waffles coming in with his teleportation ults. The taunts so that he can take some hits on people like Volibear here. That's going to be a difference maker. It's not going to be enough, unfortunately. It is going to be enough. Donk somehow found his way in there. barely gets out of there in time. They're going to jump in on Blitzcrank. I think it's going to be enough. Yes, it is. Lake Stevens is picking off Mercer Island right now. There's a couple more players. They got Mordekaiser out in the open here. Macho Waffles just needs to land a taunt. He decides to pull back. Smart play for Lake Stevens. They are instead going to go for that dragon. Ezreal trying to snipe that dragon. Knew that's where Lake Stevens was going, but did not predict how far into it they were. Lake Stevens grabs the third dragon. They have the dragon buff. Mordekaiser moves into that top lane. Trying to look on that Lake Stevens top inner turret. But Lake Stevens, I think, happy with that trade. Getting another dragon is big. The Baron is up. We're now at 20 minutes. Lake Stevens playing really well right now. Yeah, those hook and slams are not really doing the damage that they used to. Wilson Twint is in trouble, but there are 3 Lake Stevens players in the jungle here to help. It's not going to be enough to change that engagement, unfortunately. Game and Printa goes in. Big connection. Ezreal misses. There goes Volibear. Game and Printa gets another hook. Nate's Big Boy tries to escape, but doesn't get a second kill for Lake Stevens. Mordekaiser rolls in. He is all by himself now. Lake Stevens happy to get this engagement. Mercer Island escaped. He uses his ult on Wolf. That is not good for Wolf, unfortunately. He might die here. Yes, he does. Smart ult play, but they are going to get the kill. Donk is able to pull back, rolls around. Nice damage on Rakotu, who did not flash over that wall. And that is an ace for Lake Stevens, a triple kill from Donk, and they have control of the map. Lake Stevens is now up 13 kills. They're up 6k gold, and now the game is starting to roll into Lake Stevens' favor. They say they are dead. It's time to get this Baron. Macho Waffles decides to sit in this mid lane, put a little bit of pressure on them. Takes a turret shot, unfortunately. They still have 10 seconds before 3 of their players are still alive. So Mercer Island is probably going to have to play this mid lane. Volibear knows what's going on here. They know that Lake Stevens is going for the Baron. They grab it. Nice job. Lake Stevens grabs their Baron. They're going to go back. They're going to buy. Looks like Macho Waffles is going back up to that top lane to get some farm done. We got a Ginsu's Rage Blade for Donk. Like we said last game, Lake Stevens now in possession of the Baron buff. They hit harder. They are harder to kill. So they need to protect their Baron buff here. Game and Printa continuing to do some ward sweeping. Lake Stevens is doing a pretty good job of playing groups together, except for Macho Waffles, who is in a bit of a scary spot. He does not have a turret to escape to. He's got Blitzcrank coming up to help him. Yeah. We'll see. See what happens here. Blitzcrank is a little bit squishy. Macho Waffles flashes but does not get away. He loses his Baron buff. Wolf goes in on Mercer Island. Some big shots coming in from Jhin. 2 connect. 3 connect. The 4th one did not connect. So they lose an ult in the... they lose a Baron buff in that top lane. But they do throw a Rift Herald onto that bottom lane. They get a turret for it. They're in a bit of a scary spot right now. They are probably going to get Volibear. Yes, they do. Donk is trying to pull back. He's got some nice lifesteal. He goes diving in. He gets a double kill. Meanwhile, Game and Printa chasing Rakotu into the jungle. Gets a kill. That's 3 dead for Mercer Island. That's 4 dead. He uses his Zhonya's Hourglass to buy himself some time. That's not going to be enough. He is killed. Now Lake Stevens is knocking on that inhibitor door. They take out that inhibitor turret. They're moving into the inhibitor, and there are still 4 dead players. Mordekaiser is now trying to retreat back to his base. There's no way he can get into the Lake Stevens base in time, but Lake Stevens players have still got their Baron buffs. Here comes Fish Sticks. Not in time to stop one turret. They are probably just going to churn through him. He uses his ult on Donk. Donk flashes out of the way. avoids those skill shots. He is playing perfectly in that ult. An incredible outplay by Donk as Akshan there, although he goes in a little bit too deep there and is finally shut down. Lake Stevens takes out another player under the Nexus. They almost get another one, and they are now on the Nexus. It's got to have health. They have to be smart here because they could still die. They take out. They get the Nexus. Game 2 goes to Lake Stevens. Macho Waffle says, calculated death. Oh my gosh, you guys. That was such a fun game to watch. Lake Stevens found a way to make smart comp decisions in that second game, and they made some smart engagements. And also, what the heck, Donk? Heck yeah. That was freaking awesome. Make sure you give the Twitch channel a follow. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel, LSHS Video Game Club. Also, make sure that you check out our social media. We have a Twitter and we have an Instagram at esports_LSHS. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.